All right, in this video, I'm going to show you how to access Adobe Illustrator, how to create a new file, and how to navigate around your artboard. All right, so the first thing you're going to do, if you don't see Adobe Illustrator in your apps are here on your Launchpad, okay? So to find it, you're going to click and drag through until you see Adobe Illustrator. It's right here. The icon is orange and like this brownish color. So you're going to click on it and it's going to open up. The first time you open it, it's going to prompt you to sign in. Go ahead and sign in using your school email. So click sign in with Google or log in with Google, whatever it says. It'll take a second and then it should launch. It should pop up a web browser and say, like something like you're good to go or something like that, and you can close this browser now. So you can close the browser and then you should see the icon down here on your toolbar. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is we're going to look around. So yours is going to be a little different when you first open it up because you won't have all of this stuff. So when you start creating things, these are going to appear. Your work will appear, I should say. These will be your most recent files that you've opened. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is we're going to create a new file. So we're going to go to new file. You can either go here or you can go to file, new. So if you don't see all of this stuff for some reason, sometimes it doesn't pop up. As long as it says Adobe or Illustrator here, you can always go to file and then new. All right, so here, this is our new document setup, and we can change a whole bunch of information. So there's tons of presets in here. Usually I just have you guys create one on your own. So the first thing I always have you do is name your file. It'll always be your first initial, last name, underscore, and then the name of your project. We're gonna call this one practice. And we're going to go ahead and size it 8.5 by 11. So you need to make sure to change this to inches first. So I think it's first set to points or pixels. If it is, you're going to drop down this arrow. Anytime you see an arrow, that means there's more things hidden or underneath, and you can always open it up and drop it down. So go ahead and select inches. We're going to size it 8.5 by 11. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and hit create. So once you create it, it's going to give you an artboard on your workspace. Oh, mine actually gave me 4. Let me delete these. Sorry. It'll give you an artboard on your workspace. Okay, now your layout might be a little different than mine, and that's okay as long as you have your artboard and then your workspace, which is this gray area. Your artboard is the white. That's where your work is going to live. Okay, so we can change how all of our workspace lives, and I like to have everybody's looking the same. That way we're all on the same page. To change your workspace, you're going to go right here to where it says switch workspace. And we're going to set it to Essentials Classic. When you set it to Essentials Classic, you should get some pop-ups. I still have a whole bunch of stuff opened on mine, and I think that's just because, let me reset this. That's just because that's how I set it up. All right, so I reset it. Now yours should look just like mine. So Essentials Classic, okay? So we have all of these little things here. These are called panels, okay? So properties, libraries. If you click here, it'll open your color panel. You can click on these little arrows and it will collapse it and hide it, okay? These are your swatches. The most important thing that you need to always have opened in Illustrator are your properties panel and your layers panel right here. As long as it's hidden, that's okay. I do like to pull this out and kind of stack it right here. So you can click on these layers and drag them and like just kind of have them hanging out. I like to have my layers panel and my properties panel open. My libraries, I can go ahead and probably put that over here because I don't need it right now. Okay, so my properties and my layers. These are the most important things. When you start adding images or things to your work, you're going to start seeing the layer panel build. Okay, every time you add something, you're going to get a sub-layer. Okay, your properties panel, anytime you do something, this is where it helps you control whatever it is you've done, and we'll go over that. Up here, this is your option bar. If you're missing anything here and you need it, like your properties panel or your layer panel, and you can't find it here, you can always go to Window, and all of your panels are going to be here, and you just need to click on them and it will open them up. Right now, my properties panel is checked because that's what's showing. If I wanted to see my library, or I'm sorry, my layers, if I click on layers, I go back to window, now my layers is checked, okay? So it just unchecks it because it's hiding, right? But say I wanted my stroke panel to be open because it's not opened here. I would click on stroke and it's gonna open it up, okay? I can either collapse this and it's gonna bring it back over here because that's where it was living before. So anytime you're missing a panel, go here, they're all in alphabetical order. You can just scroll through. This is your toolbar, okay? If your toolbar is never opened, again, you would go to Window, Toolbar, and make sure to choose Advanced because this is gonna give you your most advanced tools, right? Same thing with your control bar. That's this bar up here that we just talked about. And right now it's saying, okay, it's on, so it's got a check mark next to it, okay? When you first open Illustrator, you're gonna have your contextual task bar, and that's this guy right here. I like to close it because it gets in my way, but if you wanna keep it open, you can. But if I wanna close it, I'm gonna go to Window and I can just uncheck it and it's gonna hide it, okay? There'll be a time to be able to use it. All right, so that is our workspace in a nutshell. And we're gonna start going over the tools and I'll talk about your control bar and what all of that does and entails and how to use it.